Hello, thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details. So, this portable power station has been on my radar for a few days now, and I'll be honest, it's impressed me more than I expected for the price. I bought this under $200, and it's got about twice the power of a smaller budget battery I tried last summer for under $100, which already felt like a steal at the time. Yes, this thing recharges by solar, and I did test that with a Rockpole's 60-watt panel I already own. On a sunny December day in Wisconsin, with a fairly short sun window from about 9 to 4, I couldn't push it to a full recharge, roughly 60 to 80%. The older PWM controller just isn't fast enough in those conditions, which is why the seller's note about an MPPT upgrade made me pause. They claimed an MPPT version would be available in January 2021, and they offered exchanges if you bought the P66 in its original form. I'd call that promising, not guaranteed, but I'll admit I'm curious to see how much faster the new version would be with the same panel. This battery has around 270 watt-hours of usable capacity, which is enough to run practical loads and estimate runtimes by dividing the wattage you plug in. In my tests, a 175-watt personal space heater ran for a little over an hour 15 minutes. A 45-watt heating pad lasted about 6 hours, which lines up with that 270 watt-hour figure in a real-world sense. The unit displays how many watts are being pulled, which is handy, but the battery indicator climbs in 20% steps, so it's hard to tell the exact charge as it heads toward low ONI. On the upside, the sine wave output is clean, and there's a regulated 12-volt outlet that should be kind to CPAP devices and small 12-volt equipment. The wireless charging pad on top is a neat bonus, letting you top up a phone without messing with cables, and the built-in light is genuinely useful for lighting a small area rather than being a flashy, oversized flashlight. And at this price point, the pass-through charging the unit while you run devices from it, works across all outputs, which is not common in budget packs. I kept hearing about upgrades, and the 9 to 13 month update has me thinking the MPPT version really does matter. The update notes say solar input doubles with the same panel, which makes a big difference in real life when you're trying to stay powered during outages, or in a cabin with variable sun. Customer service was solid too, which goes a long way when you're relying on something like this during emergencies. In terms of practical use, I could see running several of these for disaster prep in an apartment setting, 3 or 4 of them to power efficient heaters, phones, and small comforts while keeping one charging on a solar panel outside. If one ever goes missing, losing a few $100s is far easier to absorb than a single towering battery. Overall, this is a solid, affordable option that delivers useful power for small devices, with the MPPT upgrade on the horizon and real-world tests backing up the numbers. Still 5 stars for what it is, with room for improvement as solar charging becomes swifter.